Hello everyone, like, subscribe and share Tree Fanfiction audiobook channel for all parts. Chapter 63. Pass high-level resolutions and give you resources. Qin Tian was so angry that he laid down millions of corpses. Those members of the parliament also noticed this. So they want to win over Qin Tian. I can reach the third level. I want to be stronger. Qin Tian said, then looked at which general. The general was also frightened and speechless. He also didn't expect that when he first arrived, he was only at the first level of strength. Now it has actually reached the third level. This is such a terrifying cultivation speed. So he was unwilling to let such a strong man die. But Qin Tian's eyes obviously scared him. I'll have a starship take you there, the general said. In response, Qin Tian nodded directly. Express satisfaction. Third level. Sure enough, it's nerve-killing, very strong. And it didn't affect my spirit at all. Qin Tian said lightly, killing nerves perfectly replaced the shortcomings of the 7 Kills Sutra. It's just that the speed is not as good as the 7 Kills Sutra. Qin Tian then boarded a starship heading to other ape systems. Apes, like humans, have colonized dozens of planets. So those planets are Qin Tian's main targets. But what Qin Tian didn't know was that his appearance was directly spread by the federal civilization. Countless federal civilians call Qin Tian their hero. But it's a pity that Qin Tian doesn't care much about this. On a planet of apes, Qin Tian came directly here. The starship he was riding in just now was shot down by an ape. Humans, seeking death. A large group of apes held weapons and looked at Qin Tian and said directly. There is disdain in their eyes, just a little human being. Heh. Qin Tian looked at them and smiled, oh. A new round of killing has begun. As Qin Tian raised his long knife, it all ended. A few hours later, Qin Tian left here on the ape man's starship, heading towards other ape-human colonies. When someone comes and the fleet arrives on this planet, all apes on this planet were killed by Qin Tian. No exceptions. 4th level of national destruction. Demigod level. When you reach the 5th level of star breaking, you can physically travel across the universe. Qin Tian sat in the starship and said directly. There is a smile on the face. His next stop is the ape man's base camp. Apes. At this time, Qin Tian also knew that there was a 4th level ape king among the apes. This is his goal. Humanity. You were the one who massacred my king's people. On the planet of the apes, the 30-meter-tall ape king looked at Qin Tian with ultimate killing intent in his eyes. This damn human being has killed countless of his people. He must avenge his own people. Boring. Die. Qin Tian said directly. Then rush out directly. The knife in his hand struck this guy directly. Hateful. We are both at the 4th level, why are you so powerful? The ape king took a few steps back and looked at the blood marks on his fists and said directly. The 4th level and the 4th level are different. Qin Tian looked at this guy and said directly. Then he attacked again. After just a few rounds, the ape king was beheaded by Qin Tian. A generation of ape kings fell directly. Then endless energy and blood washed through Qin Tian's body. His strength directly breaks through the 5th level. Reached the divine level. Qin Tian, who had reached the god level, did not continue killing. He left here directly. Reaching the 5th level was his goal. Just achieve your goal. This time Qin Tian did not use his warships anymore. Instead, he relies on his own body to cross space. The apes left here directly with angry expressions. What Qin Tian has to do now is to summon his true body to come here. Although this body has reached level 5, it is too weak. He also relied on his own many means to reach his true form. Nothing at all. Oh my god! There are such terrible people in this world. Kill the ape king in a few rounds. Even physically traveling across the universe. Terrible. In order to promote the power of the explorer, the Federation directly broadcast the entire process of Qin Tian's attack. Those federal citizens looked at such a powerful Qin Tian, and their hearts became even more eager to become explorers. This is the real top powerhouse. Some explorers also looked confused. This is level 5. Physically traveling across the universe. Kill a 4th level ape king in a few rounds. Chapter 64. There are not many explorers like this. But at this time, Qin Tian's figure disappeared. Even humanity's top technologies have not found out where Qin Tian went. At the same time, after the federal parliament, dozens of MPs sat together. Look at the scene where Qin Tian took action just now. Is this really what an intermediate world can achieve? A middle-aged man at the main seat said directly. He is the current president of the Federation and one of the few strong third-level men. In the low-level world, there are strong and weak. What's more, it's an intermediate world. I guess this master has entered the top intermediate world. And I got a technique that can make me stronger quickly by killing people. But this technique should have side effects. Gao Ming's scarlet pupils prove this. An old man from below said. His words were unanimously agreed by other congressmen. They are also particularly interested in the intermediate world of Jiaoming travel. Because now they have traveled to the intermediate world, they are easily targeted by world consciousness. If you fail to protect yourself, a strong man will pass by and kill you directly. Or a thunderbolt will strike you to death. This is too common in the intermediate world. So they are also very interested in a world where powerful skills can be obtained quickly. Level 5 is too strong. Then a congressman sighed like this. Others also know what he means. Level 5. Known as the humanoid star destroyer cannon. The current Federation has no pressure at all for this guy. So they can only win over Gao Ming. If we really take action, we will probably plan to fight to the death. Otherwise, once Gao Ming is angered, death awaits them. Judge, Qin Tian's performance on the ape god just now was too obvious. Get ready to win over this master. Then the parliamentarian confidant said. Other congressmen also nodded directly. On the other side, Qin Tian is now on the back of a star. The next step is to exchange for the real body and come here. Qin Tian said calmly. At the same time, Qin Tian in the pirate world also opened his eyes. We still have to leave an anchor here. It will be convenient for me to come back later. Qin Tian said lightly. Then he left his mark directly on this world. 9 Heaven's Fairy Dream. After leaving a mark, Qin Tian closed his eyes and shouted softly. Then Qin Tian's body gradually became nothing. Become transparent. Then slowly disappeared here. The powerful avenue of dreams. Directly let Qin Tian cross the world. On the other side, use the energy in your own body to turn it into material and lead the master to come. He also gradually lost weight. Then, in front of Gao Ming's body, a figure gradually appeared. Arrive. The two bodies spoke at the same time. Then Qin Tian's real body appeared. Comes with Kamui, the god who founded the kingdom of gods. The gap between becoming a god of killing is highlighted here. When they came here, some creatures on the living planet close to here felt extremely powerful oppression. That is oppression from the life level. Extremely powerful. At this time, the body also fell into space. Then that ray of spiritual power returned to Qin Tian's body. This world has no limits. The ceiling is high. Qin Tian said directly, if in the world of One Piece, gods are the limit. The upper limit of this world is 1 or 2 levels higher than the divine level. The limit should be at level 7. It's just that Qin Tian doesn't know if there are any 7th level characters in this world. But at this time, Qin Tian didn't think about other things and looked at the huge star in front of him. This star is so huge. It is several times bigger than the sun in the world of One Piece. After absorbing the power of this star, Qin Tian also wants to know what level his Zhuyang heavenly skill can reach. Bring it on. In an instant, Qin Tian directly activated the 9 Yang heavenly power. Then the solar energy in front of him entered Qin Tian's body. A faint sun began to appear in the 9 acupoints in Qin Tian's body. However, Qin Tian's energy absorption speed is not that fast. After all, he is the 5th level. 9 Yang heavenly power is not enough. Hell's oven. God's kingdom. At this time, a huge hell oven appeared directly behind Qin Tian. There is also an illusory divine kingdom appearing above Qin Tian. Chapter 65. With the three-pronged approach, the energy of this star dropped directly at a speed visible to the naked eye. The giant elephant particles in Qin Tian's body are also opening up rapidly. Soon, the 9 acupoints in Qin Tian's body reached the perfection level. The number of giant elephant particles in the body also reached 500. The kingdom of God also expanded 5 times in size. Instead, the star in front of Qin Tian dried up. Depleted in the true sense. 9 Sun. There are 9 dantians in my body. But it can store energy for me. Qin Tian looked at the 9 suns in his body and said directly. The kingdom of God has also expanded. But it's still not enough. Zhuyang Tiangong is only a 5th level skill. You can only reach the God level in the pirate world. Not enough. The main thing is to develop giant elephant particles. And my own kingdom of God. Qin Tian murmured. Qin Tian has decided that Zhuyang Tiangong will stay in Tianlong Divine Kingdom in the future. There are also ways to open up the kingdom of God. Anyway, in the world of One Piece, I'm, who has integrated the origin of the world, can defeat anyone. Then there are other stars. Qin Tian said directly. Then he left this exhausted star directly. Soon under the observation of the Human Federation. There were several stars around them that went out in one day. The energy disappeared directly. This scene directly frightened these people. Because according to their knowledge, even 5th level technology cannot absorb the power of these stars so quickly. Stars and planets are different. Their star destroyer cannon can destroy planets, but it's really far behind when it comes to targeting interplanetary stars. But they captured a shadow during this time. That shadow is the main culprit that absorbs the energy of the star. It's only because of this shadow that they're afraid. With such characters, are they really opponents? The other side. Qin Tian absorbed the power of 9 stars. At this moment, the number of giant elephant particles in his body reached 2,000. The area of the kingdom of God reaches thousands of miles. There are more and more creatures in the kingdom of God. Not enough. Qin Tian ignored these creatures' intentions. The current kingdom of God is still weak and cannot give me much help. Qin Tian should be considered to be at the 6th level now. Now I'm going to take a look at the so-called intelligent brain. At this time, Qin Tian murmured. His eyes also became sharper. He wants to know what kind of existence can travel through the world it will create a player-like existence. Qin Tian needs to go and investigate in person. Soon Qin Tian arrived at the location of the Human Federation. Blue Star. Looking at the familiar planet, Qin Tian sighed. But it's a pity that this planet is not the planet he was on originally. These humans are not the humans he was familiar with before. But when Qin Tian came to overthrow this place, the weapons of countless human federations were directly targeted at this person. The only people who can survive in space are the Black Shadow from before. The Human Federation cannot figure out who this person is. Although Qin Tian has a human body, no one knows whether he is being controlled by others. Asking for flowers 00. Unknown existence? Why do you come to our Human Federation? The original chairman of the parliament looked at Qin Tian in space and asked directly. They see no hope, this man is here to cause trouble. Otherwise these people will be in trouble. I came to borrow something from you. What? Ji now? Impossible, the intelligent brain is a treasure of our human federation, and it is absolutely impossible to hand it over to you. 0. Qin Tian listened to the voices of those people. Laughed out loud. As Qin Tian snorted coldly, a huge kamui erupted directly. Confidants have enveloped the entire area of human federal life. Most humans fainted immediately. Only the third-level explorers are left, still persisting. But they also knelt directly on the ground. Looks extremely pitiful. Hateful. What a level of strong man this is. Those people feel aggrieved. Because no one thought that an unknown strong man could be so powerful. They hold on to the skills they are proud of, but they are nothing in front of this person. Looking at them kneeling down, Qin Tian ignored them. Directly use the color of knowledge to explore the entire blue star. Something as valuable as the brain can only be placed on the blue star. After a while, Qin Tian felt a meteorite inside the United Academy of Sciences. That meteorite exudes a terrifying aura. Chapter 66. Then Qin Tian attracted the attention, and the meteorite appeared directly in Qin Tian's hands. At this time, the explorers panicked. This is their main trump card. If Qin Tian takes it away, the development of their human federation will probably come to a standstill. But they have no choice. Qin Tian's power is beyond their imagination, and now they are suppressed until they can't move. Even if you want to take action, you can't. At this time, Qin Tian looked at the meteorite in his hand. This meteorite exudes an extremely noble aura. The reason why those human beings can't feel -7 is because they are weak. But in front of Qin Tian, a strong man who has reached the 6th level, this meteorite is full of aura of transcendence. Completely out of tune with this world. Not a product of this world. Qin Tian murmured. After all, how could something like this be produced in an advanced world? Yes, I've decided on this. Qin Tian looked at them and said directly. The territory of the ape tribe belongs to you. Qin Tian looked at them and said directly. The faces of those congressmen also looked bitter. If Xinao is not taken away, it will be a matter of time before they destroy the ape human race. But now? The brain is gone. Qin Tian looked at them and a thunder spear appeared in his hand. Then he threw it directly towards the ape god of the ape tribe. With a huge explosion. There is this voice in the entire starry sky. The members of the Human Federation looked at the explosion in the distance and felt stupid in their hearts. One blow and a planet is gone. Does that mean that the blue stars under their feet are also the same? Seeing that no one objected to his opinion, Qin Tian nodded directly. Then left here. It's just that some of those congressmen are on the verge of tears. This time it's really over. On the other side, Qin Tian looked at the meteorite in his hand with some confusion. Because he can't see the details of this thing. But at this moment, an ultimate powerful consciousness burst out from the meteorite. I want to enter Qin Tian's mind directly. Court death. Qin Tian's eyes were cold, and in his mind, the 5 heavenly immortal dream method directly transformed into the 9 heavens. The divine elephant's prison suppressing power directly transformed into a huge divine elephant. Defeat this consciousness. Then suppress it. Is this the consciousness of the 4th natural disaster? Qin Tian looked at the things in his mind that he had suppressed, and was confused every day. But then he figured out that this guy was seriously injured because of the accident. With the suppression of Jushin and divine elephant, the consciousness of the 4th natural disaster was also wiped out. But the guy's body is still there. Qin Tian looked at the meteorite at this time. You observe the origin of the 4th natural disaster and understand the laws of time, space, soul, order. The laws of life and death. At this time, this voice appeared in Qin Tian's mind. Qin Tian fell directly into a strange state at this moment, he was enlightening. Laws appeared in his body. The 4 paths are all the top powers of law. Time, space, soul, order. Life. Death. Qin Tian murmured. Once you understand these laws, your kingdom of God can develop better. Then Qin Tian looked at the meteorite. This is a huge space-time crystal. It is an extremely precious thing in any world. It's actually in my hands now. Qin Tian smiled and nodded directly. The space-time crystal that lost consciousness is no longer the source of the fourth natural disaster. The disaster was gone on the fourth day. And this crystal also records the coordinates of a great thousand world and several middle thousand worlds. But the coordinates of the middle thousand world and other small thousand worlds are gone. There is only one coordinate for the world. Qin Tian looked at the coordinates here and there, his eyes a little hot. But now is not the time for him to go to that big world. The world of One Piece can be regarded as an intermediate small 1.1 thousand world, because there are gods. And this is a place where there is only a starry sky world and only a high-level small thousand worlds. Can accommodate 7 levels. Return to the world of One Piece with some energy and make the world tree stronger. Then the world will be upgraded faster. Qin Tian said calmly. Then his eyes looked towards those shining stars. Then left here directly. Chapter 67. 5 days later. In the starry sky world, there are many fewer giant stars. Qin Tian, who has reached the 6th level, cannot break through simply by relying on these energies. So why not bring this energy to revolving Heaven Dragon God Kingdom? Cultivate the World Tree. 9 Heaven's Fairy Dream, M. Looking at the energy in the space-time crystal, Qin Tian nodded with satisfaction. Then his body became nothing. Disappeared in this world. There are probably no more humans in this world than Qin Tian in the future. They lost a chance to reach the sky. But who made them unlucky? An explorer went directly to the world of Qin Tian. It's simply your own fault. No wonder who. And it's good that Qin Tian didn't hold them accountable. I also gave them the territory of the ape tribe, which is pretty good. In the heavenly dragon god's capital, Qin Tian's palace. The Holy Land now should be called the capital of heavenly dragons. Qin Tian is back here now. Sure enough, this world is suppressing me. Qin Tian suppressed his own energy and said directly. The 6th level Qin Tian can definitely pose a great threat to this world. The next step is to see how far the world tree can grow. Qin Tian said calmly. Then he came to the world tree in a flash. Originally, the person guarding this place was about to take action, but it was discovered that this person was Qin Tian. So they stayed where they were. How dare he stop Qin Tian? Even if you ask the 5 elders to come, it's impossible. But he grows up quickly. Qin Tian looked at the world tree in front of him. At this moment, the world tree had grown to 50 meters high. The aura emanating from the tree crown nourishes the entire world. Over time, the world will be upgraded sooner or later. But now Qin Tian wants to accelerate this speed. Then he gave all the energy he brought back from the starry sky world to world tree. All is pure stellar energy. All of them were absorbed by the world tree at once. His height and diameter are also skyrocketing crazily. The spiritual energy spreads faster and faster. The original power of the entire world is the same. After absorbing the energy that brought Qin Tian back, the height of the world tree reached 1000 meters. The diameter reaches 20 meters. At this moment, everyone in Tianlang God City noticed the changes in the world tree. Then a spiritual energy tide erupted directly. People who absorb these spiritual energies immediately feel comfortable. The limits of the entire world have also been broken through. The restrictions on demigods are gone. The 5 elders and Saint Garen were the first to feel this. There was excitement in their eyes. Because in this case, they can also break through to the demigod level in the future. It turns out that some of them have reached the limit below the demigod level before. Now I'm fine, I can finally break through again. His Royal Highness Qin Tian is out of seclusion. At this time, the bald 5 elders said directly. He received a message from those guards. Well, Lord Qin Tian has left seclusion. The other 5 elders are happy too. They all thought it was Qin Tian who did it this time. That's right. Now at the World Tree. The bald 5 elders said directly. Go find His Highness Qin Tian. In a word, they also headed towards the World Tree in tacit agreement. Lord Qin Tian. Looking at Qin Tian, the 5 elders bowed directly. No more restrictions. Yes, His Highness Qin Tian. They answered Qin Tian's question honestly. That's good. Qin Tian also nodded. Now that the World Tree has become stronger, the speed of transforming the air of the void will become faster. It will be easier to upgrade the world of One Piece 810 in the future. This is the 9-yang heavenly skill, a skill that can reach the divine level. This is a method for opening up the kingdom of God, and it is also a method that can reach the level of gods. Take it. Only those with level 5 treatment and breakthrough to demigod level can practice. Qin Tian looked at the 5 of them and said directly. 2 skill books appeared in his hands. This is what Qin Tian gave them. For Qin Tian now, this method of becoming a god is no longer important. In order for the heavenly dragon kingdom to become stronger in the future, there is no point in giving these things away. After all, Qin Tian doesn't need these things now. Thank you, His Highness Qin Tian. The Black Hat 5 elders looked at the skills in their hands and knelt down directly towards Qin Tian. The other 5 elders also knelt down when they saw this situation. For them, becoming a god was originally an unattainable goal. Chapter 68. But now Qin Tian helps them achieve this goal. They have special respect for Qin Tian. Qin Tian looked at these 5 guys and nodded directly. Go down. Looking at them, Qin Tian said directly. Yes, His Highness Qin Tian. Then the 5 elders also left here directly. Qin Tian shook his head and looked at the World Cup. This tree is the most important thing in the Tianlang kingdom now. No other surprises can occur. It must be protected closely. Those CPOs and secret guards are not enough. Qin Tian said, and then a space barrier directly enveloped the World Tree. This barrier can block everyone except Qin Tian and Yi Mu. Or maybe someone is stronger than the current Qin Tian. But it should be impossible for such people to exist in this world. Because the level of skills Qin Tian left them can reach the god level at most. If they can break through the limit, Qin Tian can only say, you are also a genius. Of course, even if you are a genius and do not abide by the rules of the heavenly dragon kingdom, you will still be punished by Im. Without exception. Qin Tian knows his mother, and he knows that Yi Mu will not let anyone who is beyond his control live. The World Tree was originally fused with Uranus. Consciousness is probably born. But I'm still very immature now. Cannot be transformed. Qin Tian looked at the World Tree in front of him and said directly. Even the current World Tree, which is 1,000 meters tall and has a diameter of 20 meters, is just a baby. The World Tree has not reached its limit at all. The World Tree in its extreme state is estimated to be as big as the world is. But if it is only in its juvenile state, it can still supply the entire world with spiritual energy. The speed of transforming the energy of chaos and the energy of void will also become extremely fast. At this time, Qin Tian's consciousness entered his own divine kingdom. Now there is also a World Tree in his divine kingdom. It's just that his World Tree is smaller than the one in the outside world. This space-time crystal. At this time, Qin Tian once again took out the space-time crystal in his hand. Half of the space-time crystal is used to stabilize my kingdom of God. Qin Tian said, and the huge meteorite in his hand was removed in half. Streams of light like matter entered Qin Tian's divine kingdom. Then Qin Tian's kingdom became even stronger. Qin Tian estimated that the intensity of his world should have increased by several levels. But unfortunately, it is still far away from the low-level Xiaoqian world. The remaining space-time crystals can completely allow me to go to that vast world. Ambition appeared in Qin Tian's eyes. Now I can no longer satisfy myself in this world. Only the next world will do. Then he looked at the space-time crystal in his hand. The world is vast. Just thinking about it makes me more excited than the current pirate world. A smile appeared on Qin Tian's face. The pirate world is now just an intermediate Xiaoqian world, which is not as good as the Starry Sky world. But in Zhongqian world, Qin Tian doesn't have coordinates either. We can only go towards the Great World. There is no way around this, and Qin Tian feels that his talent will be useful even in the world. Then he directly withdrew from the Kingdom of God. Next, he will have to deal with the remaining affairs after he is gone. Also arrange everything. Otherwise, Qin Tian is afraid of any accidents. The first is the management of Tianlang Divine Kingdom. Now Yumu, thanks to the energy brought back by Qin Tian, has replenished most of the origins of the current pirate world. So it is estimated that she will wake up in a very short time. 9 is temporarily managed by 5 elders. However, Qin Tian still has a lot to explain to them. He didn't want to see chicken feathers all over the place when he came back from the world in the future. You still need to handle it yourself. In that case, Qin Tian would really be angry. Abolish slavery, this is not a slogan. And there is no need for those celestial dragons to have such a high status. If they, Mo Zhao Zhao, don't hold official positions, they will still be treated as civilians. This is what Qin Tian said. However, Qin Tian left them god-level skills, semi-god level skills, and admiral level skills. If he doesn't work hard at this time, then don't blame Qin Tian. And they were so outshone by other civilians right from the start. Next, it's time. Qin Tian said that after finishing the arrangements, he looked at the space-time crystal in his hand. Then there are space coordinates. After leaving a message, Qin Tian disappeared directly.